Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of BK Connect back at Barclays Center. The usual suspects are with me, Devin Carr-Paradine from thebrooklyngame.com and Rod Boone from Newsday. Remember, if you want to get your question in for the guys right here, all you have to do is go to Yes Network's Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook pages, use the hashtag BK Connect, and one of these guys could answer your question. Now, this is a different team from when we met last time. Nets are 7-1 in January. They did that last January as well. It's been improved defense, guys. It's been better rebounding. Darren Williams came back against the Knicks. He's coming off the bench. Let me start there. How do you think this is going to affect the Nets? Do you think it's good him coming off the bench, just easing his way back in, Devin?
Well, it definitely worked last night against the New York Knicks. I mean, Shaun Livingston has been great as a point guard so far in Williams' absence. He even said it was his idea to come off the bench. He didn't feel like he was ready to get back in the starting lineup, and that the team was playing well enough without him in the lineup that he didn't want to mess that up. So I think it's a good indication of his character that he sees something that's working, and I don't know if he's going to do it for a while. I don't know if we're going to see him coming off the bench for a while, but so far it seems to be doing okay.
I mean, I think he'll do it until a couple of games from now when he feels better, he has his rhythm about himself, his health feels okay, he feels good mentally. I think right now it's more about just making sure the team doesn't skip a beat with him coming back. If he comes back, disrupts things, it's here we go again. What's happening with the team right now? So with Darren coming off the bench, it's a good move for the team. But I believe eventually it'll be him and Shaun playing the backcourt start lineup when this thing gets going in a couple weeks here.
Now, when you were out in London with the team, Rod, we heard Mikhail Prokhorov say that he still thinks this team is a championship caliber team. Do you think they could make the finals with their turnaround here?
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, a lot has to happen. It's too early to say, but they're definitely playing a lot better than they were even a couple of weeks ago. They have an identity right now. That's the biggest thing. The team feels like the players know what is wanted from them, from their coaching staff. You change lineups every game. People aren't sure what their role is, but right now, Kevin Garnett said he feels like guys know what they're supposed to do out there. Everybody's comfortable in their own role, it seems like.
Yeah, I think the Nets really have a decent shot to make it far in the playoffs. Now, the Miami Heat are still the defending champions. The Indiana Pacers are still the best defensive team in the league. But they really have done quite well in 2014 in terms of playing against those type of caliber teams. So it's possible. Anything is possible in the playoffs. But right now, I think there's still a step behind those guys.
Well, I had to ask you that question. That's why you guys are here. You're the experts. You follow this team day in and day out. Let me ask you this one more thing before we get to our fans' first question, and that is, do you think this team has turned a corner?
I really do. I think that they're starting to play a little more into their own identity. That was the big word you heard a lot before the season, was that what was their identity going to be? Are they going to bring the energy every night? Are they going to bring the effort every night? Exactly. And they weren't able to do any of that in the first couple months. Now, weirdly, with Brook Lopez out, they've started to have this whole new identity with Kevin Garnett at center, bringing Paul Pierson to flank Joe Johnson and Allen Anderson. I think they've really gotten to a point where they're playing the type of basketball they should be playing with their lineup.
I think you can say they turned the corner right about now. Look at their big wins. Oklahoma City, which is a tough place to play. Beat the Warriors here in your building, a fast break up and down team that has two lights out players in the backcourt. You beat the Miami Heat here on your floor, even without Dwayne Wade, still was a big win. You beat them twice this year. So I think they turned the corner. Now it's about seeing, can it be sustained? The Orlando Magic come into town tonight. Can they beat teams like this on a back-to-back who you feel like you're better than talent-wise? We'll see if that happens tonight.
That is an excellent point, Rod, and that leads us to our first question, because the Nets are out to that 7-1 start in January. Last January, it all started with that San Antonio loss out there in San Antonio, then a win in Oklahoma City, just like it did this year. They won 7 of 8. Last year, they won 10 of their first 11. And our first question comes to us from @KU, their Pendragon. Is this winning streak fool's gold, or is it the real thing?
I think it's the real thing. Now, I don't think they're going to play at a 7-1 level for the rest of the season, but, they really have hit on something with this lineup. A lot of guys have called it small ball. This team's not small. Shaun Livingston is 6'7" with a 7-foot wingspan. Joe Johnson is a matchup nightmare for any guard against him. Kevin Garnett, the joke on him is that he's 6'13" because of how long he is. This is not a small team. This is a team that's starting to play to its strengths. It's slowing down a bit, playing a good half-court offense. They're limiting the transition buckets. They're a kind of team that, again, with Brook Lopez out, they've weirdly kind of been able to adjust. adjust and get to a point where they're really playing the type of basketball that they should have been playing a long time ago.
I agree. I think Kevin Garnett said it best. He feels like right now, with the lineup they have out there, it's not small ball as you call it, but it's not traditional. They feel like they have mismatches at certain positions. You have Joe Johnson out there playing, a small forward spot. You have Paul Pierce playing power forward spot. You have Garnett playing the 5. Darren playing the 2. They feel like they have guys who can go out there and beat their man, so to speak, on offense. So this streak is not, to me, it's not fool's gold. I think it's actually legit. Watch this team up close and personal, all these games. I think they're right there. But again, now it's about, can you sustain this? Because you found your rhythm, you found your identity, but now can you sustain it for a long period of time to show people that you're really legit right about now?
All right, we got to get to our second question really quick, and it's from @Nets_BK_Fanatic. Joe Johnson's averaging just 16 points a game, but his play this season has saved us. Does he deserve to be an all-star? 24.5 points almost with Darren out. Does he deserve to be an all-star, guys?
I think he should be. At this point, I know the Nets will have a great record in terms of their overall record in the Eastern Conference, but the Eastern Conference is down this year, is really weak. You look at Joe Johnson's numbers, going to last night's game, he scored 24.4 points in his last 5 games. He scored 20 or more points in the first half of 3 of his last 4 games. Those are absurd numbers. Without him, the Nets wouldn't even be close to where they are right now, so I believe he's definitely an all-star in my mind.
I think he's played his way into that conversation. There are a lot of Eastern guards who are in the same kind of level. There's Lance Stevenson, Aaron Aflalo, DeMar DeRozan. Aflalo is actually going to be playing against him tonight. But the way he's played in 2014, put it this way, if he's going to be playing at that level when they announce the All-Stars, I think he's going to be getting the nod.
Before we wrap things up, final thought from you.
Oh, I actually would like to wish a happy birthday to my dad, Ted, who's 65 today. Happy birthday, Dad. Enjoy the game.
Happy birthday, Mr. Carperdi. And that's going to wrap it up for this edition of BK Connect. Be sure to get your questions into us. Once again, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, the S pages using the hashtag BK Connect.